ahead and go live and then hit record. Let's hit record. We're going to record. Oh yeah. All right, guys. I want to welcome everybody to our weekly Swagu Empowerment Call. It's your girl Thayer, the founder and creator of Single Women Around the Globe University, an online initiative platform for us women over 40. We can get empowered, enlightened, and involved in our life and in our business. And today is the second Sunday in which we have our uh, business ambassador, Shanita Evans, talking about a good topic today because I'm not my weight. Have to be confident in any size, shape, or weight, and that is like a big thing for us ladies because we know how we used to be in our 20s and stuff, and weight crept up on us for a little bit. Maybe we lost some weight, we gained some more weight. So I'm excited to see what Shanita has to offer us on tonight. But as always, as we begin, we'll go ahead and begin with prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for allowing us to see this second Sunday in June. We thank you for allowing us to see this midpoint in this year, God. We thank you for all the participants that come on live and the ones that watch the replay. We thank you for the wisdom and knowledge that you bestowed on Miss Shanita, Lord, as she comes and gives us some wisdom in the health and fitness area for us women over 40. These are other blessings we ask in your most high name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Man.
Amen. Amen. All right. So, ladies, this is actually something that it just recently happened to me, and I was standing in the midst of a situation. So let me give you the story. All right. I go out with my ladies. We're all over 40. We're celebrating one of our fitness instructors who happens to be, she's over 40, but she won't tell us she won't tell us her age for some reason. She just says, I'm holding on to 21 more than times two. So I'm like, okay, no problem. It is what it is. So we go out to this little lounge and everything. And, it's the first time in what, 15, 16 months that we have actually come and been in an establishment where it's free. Basically, it's like pre pandemic. So we had a little table, we having our little drinks and waters or whatever have you. They're like, Shanita, don't say nothing about this drink. I said, I ain't saying nothing. Drink your calories, drink your calories, enjoy yourself. I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to have a good time. So um, we over there, we laughing, we having a great time. There's a gentleman, a table that's full of younger folks. They're in their 20s, maybe 30s, early 30s, if that. Okay, so one of the young men decided that he was going to bogart on our fun over at our table and decided to say, you guys can't be having this much fun without a hookah. And we're like, uh, who you? And what are you talking about? Like that. So one of the ladies says, are you lying? So this young man decides to say, only if I'm effing one of you ladies here at the table. So I look at the boy and I'm like, woosah, breathe. Because while I may be 5 feet, when I get angry and I get pissed off, I become the Incredible Hulk. Like She Hulk, I grow. Okay. That was just so disrespectful. So it's like, where did you come from with all of that? So I was like, bye, boy. We don't need no hookah. We didn't even ask you to come over here and talk to us about anything. So this young man decided, for some reason, he was really attracted to our table. I'll just say that. He was really attracted to our table. So much so that whenever we got on the dance floor, he was always trying to maneuver and get behind one of the ladies. And I was like, I'm watching. I'm very protective of my friends. I'm very protective of my family, my food, and my money. So This happened to be, you got, I got my friends, I got food. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna need you to back up. So my first thing is, while I may be protective, I'm gonna give my ladies the opportunity to protect themselves or tell the, whatever they need to say to stand their ground. I'm not here to be mama bear for everybody. It's just that I will be that if I need to be. So one lady, he did it with one lady. She was like, yo, back up. What you doing, bruh? Calm down. You doing all of this stuff. So we all come off the dance floor, but they playing our music. This old school music. They don't da 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 da. It's like New York in the house. I'm like, oh my God, they're playing all the great music, house music, all of it. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. I had to jump up on the dance floor. Everybody jumping up on the dance floor. We just lost him. Come on. Okay, so he decides to do it with another woman. Then another woman. Like he's coming behind them and grounding and pounding up on their backsides and the whole nine. So I'm like this. Okay, I know how I can do this. I decide that I take the lady's hands and I turn them around. So I'm now in front of him and I'm dancing with them. And so Brother Man decides that now he did this 5 times, 5 times, 5 different ladies. I was already holding restraint at 2. So this is 5 now. All of them had told him back up. So I'm here, I'm dancing, da 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 da. What did this brother decide to do? To I guess he thought he would embarrass me, or he would belittle me. And we're in such a culture that black women are already disrespected, not protected. We're looked down on for any and every little thing. And so he got mad because I kept cop blocking in his head and decided to rip my wig off my head. Yes, you heard me. He ripped my wig off my head and decided to take it, swing it around like a helicopter, walk away with the bad boy in the whole nine. Like, look. So I stood there and I swear to God, at first I thought I'm going to kill him. But then there was a calmness that came over me. And the song from India Irie came on this. I am not my hair. I am not this skin. I am not this weight. I am the soul that lives within. I went back up. I ran up on him. I grabbed my hair. I shook it off, put it back on, tilted it. Ladies, how I look? They was like, okay. From that point on, it took about 15, 20 minutes for me to calm down 6 of the ladies. They literally wanted to fight this man. One girl was like, I'm going to cut him. I was like, no, baby, we don't do that. I said, let me tell you something. I am a queen, and a queen do not step down to peasant level. That was a peasant move, okay? And he was a young man. I saw him in that moment as my son, as a child, because you obviously don't know what could happen to you. First off, I never touched you. That's assault on me because I didn't touch you at all. You got mad because these ladies did not want to dance with you in the way that you were wanting to dance. And because in your manner of thinking, I was blocking your opportunity to get to these ladies. So, but I stood there confident and the whole. I said, let me explain something to you. I knew that if I had danced too wild, my hair would have came off or whatever happened. I said, this was just a crown that got knocked off. I had to replace it and come back on like that. But in that very instance, other than the song, the calmness that kept me comfortable in where I stood right there with no hair, full figure, the whole nine, it just was like, this is how we got to we got to react to a lot of the things that we deal with, especially as older women. We got to show these young folks that, you know what, you just made a fool of yourself. He got kicked out of the club. His friends was looking at him horrified, like, what in the world? When I ran up and snatched my hair back, I said, you know what? I'm old enough to be your mother. I hope that nobody ever does this to your mother. Embarrassed. Now you said that he did what he did thinking that he was going to embarrass me, make me feel little, make me go run into the bathroom, be like, oh my God, oh my God. Boo. I chose not to do my hair. I got hair. I just chose not to do it. I just put on a wig so I can have a good night. And when I come off, I take it off and go to bed. I didn't need, I don't need this does not determine me. And when I got home, after calming down all of the ladies, we stayed up about an hour or two after the incident happened. But the thing came to me, and if I'm not mistaken, I know it wasn't that night, but the very next day I text Theron the message, because you are not your weight. You're not your hair. You're not your weight. We have to learn to be comfortable and confident, regardless of the state or shape, the weight or size that we are. We allow people to take something from us that they should not be able to take from us. You know who you are. And once you know who you are, you should be able to stand confident. It doesn't matter if you're 345 pounds or you're 125 pounds. You should be able to withstand anybody's uh, ridicule, anybody's. We have to understand that we are queens. We are daughters of the Most High God. Okay? Ain't no way in the world. He was ridiculed. He was beaten. He was put up on a cross and the whole nine and everything. We can't take somebody say, you look like this and you look like that. We go running back and our hearts are broken and our feelings are crushed and things. Now, let me explain, ladies. Let me explain. Had this been the Shanita a couple of years ago, one, I would have retreated in tears, but I would have came back and I would have been in jail because I would have been ready to fight. I would have been with the girl. I'm gonna cut them. I'm gonna do this because. But there was the calmness that came over me that night. Literally, it was something I don't think I've ever experienced before, but I felt as though the Lord, the Holy Ghost, whomever said to me, this is where I want you to be. I don't want you to stoop to somebody's level. I want you to show them another level of just another level of how where we're supposed to be, especially as we age. We're supposed to be at a stage in life that we look at things totally different than our children. We got to say, oh, you acting like a child. See, as a child, I acted like a child, but I've outgrown those childish ways. I had man, who I was like, no, no, he didn't. Did he take the curls out of my? Oh no, what? Because swinging it around, I'm like, yo, you won't mess up my curls in there. I just bought my piece too. Okay. So it was you were messing with my money at that point. That was another fact. You hitting my money. Sometimes these little things, these little pretty things, ain't that cheap. Some 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, sometimes 100, depending on what kind of grade you want. You can spend a good $200 on a wig. Uh, thank goodness that wasn't me that night, but I'm just saying it was just a whole different level. So when this incident happened, it was like, okay, what did you learn from this experience? It was for me, I just really wanted to calm my ladies down. I wanted them to know that they could be confident regardless of whether they have hair, they don't have hair, whether um, they have extra curls or they don't have extra curls. You don't have to look like somebody to be like that somebody in a sense. A lot of times we're out here trying to look like somebody or do things like this person so that we can fit a frame. God didn't call you out to fit in. We're not supposed to be like everybody else. We're supposed to stand out. And that night it was my turn to stand out and in a different way. For the longest, I have had a real my hair used to be a real issue for me. And the Lord just showed me how in my hair used to be the issue that weighed me down, whereas now the weight is the thing that weighed me down. But even in this situation, I felt confident being who I was and knowing who I was. And it once I explained that to the ladies, because I'm telling you, these ladies were hot. I mean, from ages as young as 36, I think it was, to 67, and the 67-year-old was like, "I'm gonna beat him." I'm like, "No, no, 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 ladies, no, I'm fine." I kept saying, "I'm fine, I'm fine. I know who I am. He can't take anything from me. He can't take my dignity." And that was something that my mom had taught me very, very young, that nobody can take your dignity unless you give it to them. So I was not about to give him that energy of, "Oh, you beat me because you snatched my hair off," or whatever have you. Like he was when he had an incident earlier with some younger girls. So it was something that was going on with him, period. Um, and it was, the younger girls who were more voluptuous and things of that nature. So it was definitely an issue with him. But when it came down to the message that came to me, especially as I was going home and things of that nature, it's like, you're not your hair, you're not your weight, you're not the skin that you live in. You are the being, the spirit that God placed inside of that body. Now, how are you going to represent him? And I'm telling you, I've been just like this. It's shaky ever since the incident, but I look at things totally different. Things don't um, rattle me as much. Now I look at stuff and I'm like, okay, Lord, is this a test? Is this what is this? What am I to learn from this? What am I to take from this situation? How am I to, how do you want me to represent you in this thing? A lot of times we let our weight determine what our worth. And that night, I'm telling you, whether it's weight, whether it's hair, whether it's your skin tone, whether it's your height, whatever it is that you feel is not making you worthy, we got to understand that that is all the lie. It's a lie from the pit of hell that's trying to make you feel like you are not worthy or valuable, you're invisible, that you don't matter, whatever those feelings are. We got to remember that queens, we act totally different than princesses. We act different than the little princesses. We act different than the peasants and the paupers and people like that. We even act differently than kings, okay? Because who's most memorable, the kings or the queens? It's usually the queens, because we're the ones who we have our way of maneuvering, doing things um, to help the kings get to where they need to be in life. So we have to remember who you are. Once you know who you are, you won't let nothing, hair, weight, size, color, skin, uh, height, whatever it is, you won't let any of that steal your joy, let alone steal your confidence and your faith in knowing just how great you are. That's my message for you. It's short, sweet, and to the point, but I just wanted you ladies to know, hey, there's a power within you that can speak volumes. And from this day, from that happened, what? not this past Saturday, but like on the 5th, I think on the 5th, whatever that Saturday was. Yeah, the Saturday was, and the whole nine. I've seen them ladies, they call me, they text me, and it's like, oh my God, you just taught me something new. You just taught me. And I said, I thank you. That you telling me that I taught you something new, but I just wanted you to know that I got your backs. I got your back. But what the thing of it is that we all have to level up in how we represent ourselves, how we feel about ourselves, and who we represent. Now we're gonna cut up and act the fool and that. Oh, see, that's what society expects us to do anyway. Oh, these people done got together. We just let down the restraints and the restrictions and stuff. They go out there and they cut up act the fool. Now there's fighting in this and the fighting in that. I ain't giving you that. Sorry. We're classy, elegant, sophisticated ladies that know how to communicate and comprehend what is going on, even if you don't. And we're gonna make you level up. We're no longer bowing down and trying to help these children or people come up. No, gone are those days. Now it's you want to come up on this level, you got to get there yourself. As I done gave you enough help. I done gave you everything you need to do. Now it's your turn to do some work. Not for me to keep trying to, and then I end up falling down to your level. I'm not coming down to your level. Boo. So first of all, I'm too short to come down to your level. You need to come up, come up. All right, come up to my level. I'm up here. I don't scratch and scrape. I don't put myself together. I'm not gonna let nothing or no one deter me from being the best version of me, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I'm not gonna let you do it, and I'm not gonna let anybody else do it. That's around me. I was speaking on Lisa's event the other day, and that was one of the things. This Indian giving compliment thing. I'm not letting it happen. You can't tell me, oh, I look good for a big girl. Nah, if you're gonna say I look good, stop right there. Other than then don't say nothing at all. Don't be an Indian giver with it. Don't bring back. You give me a compliment only to boomerang it with an insult of sorts. But you didn't. But I didn't mean it like that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Let's just be truthful. You did. But we ain't gonna do that no more. We're not gonna give in to those little triggers because I feel like the enemy uses those little things as triggers to see just how you're gonna react. I don't got time for that. We don't have time for that. The times that we live in right now, so much is happening that these little things, we can't give the energy to those little things. We got to find out what it is that God has prepared, the plans that He has prepared for us. We need to get in tune with that and alignment and put that energy towards that. Be confident in that and know that, hey, I got you. He's got you. He's going to take you to that next level. So in this case of weight, where we're holding on to extra, whether it's emotion, we gotta let it go. Hey, give it to Him. Let Him deal with it. Let Him figure it out. Don't be sitting up stepping on the scale every week talking about I ain't moved a pound and this and that, drinking all sorts of stuff. I tell you no lies, lady. I tried something for 2 months. I was trying to drink this wait a minute. I, I'm not knocking it. I was drinking this detox tea. I ain't even gonna get a name. That's what I'm doing. Detox tea and stuff. And I'm like, I'm seeing the results. People post it. Oh my goodness. My stomach got flat. I bought 2 months worth of this stuff. I took it for 2 months straight. My stomach ain't moved. They said, what? What you doing? Oh, you going to the bathroom, but other than that, what are you doing? No, do the work. I was like, but wait a minute, let me try these pills real quick. They's gonna help me get to do the work. I was like, Lord, why is it that nothing's working for me? He came back, do the work. How you gonna want the rewards and you ain't gonna do the work? Oh, okay. So I got a trainer. Okay, got a trainer. She's like, okay, sweetie. Oh my God, I'm so happy. You're my client. She is the bubbliest. But when it came down to doing the work, she's like, I don't want to hear that. All the way up, lift them. All the way up. Nothing's gonna stop you. Got it. I was like, oh Lord Jesus. 30 minutes in, man, you would have thought I had taken and ran a good 26 mile, a whole marathon and back. I'm telling you, I was pouring sweat. And she was like, oh, that's good. I said, okay, so tomorrow I'm going to do a little bit extra, just a little bit extra. She said, no, do what I tell you to, when I tell you to, and the weight will come off. I was like, no, I think I got to do more. I think I got to. She said, you want to do more? Drink more water, eat more vegetables. I was like, oh, okay. 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks, and I had lost. It was not even a full 2 weeks. It was like 10 days. I had lost almost 2 inches off my belly from working with her, doing the work and doing what I know to do. Or I know to. It's hard when you know what to do, but you still don't do it because you're not disciplining yourself. You've gotten out of alignment with making sure that you're okay and everything. And a lot of us do that. We're in our zone of genius, our zog, our zone of genius. But when we need to apply the advice and the wisdom to ourselves that we're giving to other people, it seems like it's the hardest thing ever. It's like a marketer can market everybody else. He can advertise for everybody else. But when it comes to them, and Darren, you are prime example. When it comes to themselves, they like, what? I don't, how do I, what the? No, we have the hardest time doing it for ourselves. That's why we need somebody who's going to push us or develop us in the area that we're weakening at this time. What we're doing is we're prepping the ones that's behind us, helping them get to our level. But we need somebody that's a little further than we are to help us get to their level, and so on and so on. And in the process of doing all of that, we got to remain confident. We got to remain comfortable in who we are as women, as queens. And that was the thing. I just wanted everybody to reposition their crown. Be like this. Yes. Okay. We ain't taking no mess. We too classy for that. You know? It was so much that went through my head that night. It was so much that happened since that incident. I mean, even when the officers came and talked to me and they was like, Shanita, what do you want to do? I said, I'm gonna just let it go. And the ladies did not understand that. But this is what I understood in that very moment. Had I pressed charges, I don't know what's going on in that man's life, that young man's life, black man at that, right? But me pressing charges could have put him in a situation where he could have lost his job. He could have been in a situation that, God forbid, he got arrested or taken in by some racist cops or something. He could not be here any longer, or I mean, just messed him up by having something on his record that could prevent him from being better off in life, all because of 2 minutes of stupidness, of wrong decision, or you playing around and thinking something is funny, and it just turned completely. I'm good. I'm good. He did not hurt me physically. I mean, other than the fact that he even touched me, I'm good. My spirit wasn't dampened or anything, but that came from, I give nothing. That's God. That's God. Because I'm telling you, I was like, Lord, if you was not with me that night, yeah, I don't know where I would have been. But, we just have to level up um, who we are as women and understand that we are daughters and queens of the Most High God. And we can take anything, we can deal with anything, but we have to learn to be comfortable and confident, regardless to our size, shape, or our weight. Darren.
Look,
Oh,
I was trying to find the mute the mute over here. That was good. Look, because I was wondering at first. I was like, well, he black. Look, I'm about to tell you the first
yeah.
thing.
Yes, he was, love. Yes, he was. But like
Well,
I said,
he
I saw
better.
him
He better.
as a child, just a young man, and unfortunately, our black young men don't don't have um, good role models. Like from what I'm understanding, like from the TV shows that's out here now, they always have us fighting each other, acting a plum fool, and act like that's what gets ratings. I love.
Yeah.
I used to love. I'm not even gonna say it. I used to love the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But I used to watch all of the franchise of the Housewives, and I watched how they act in Beverly Hills, how they act in Orange County, how they act in New Jersey, how they act, and then Atlanta. Man, that broke my heart because here it is. This is a city of that's of beautiful black women, and then we cut every seem like every show we had each other's throats for the entertainment of who? I'm sorry, no, I can't do that. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
sit up there and argue with you. And if it's something that's scripted into that, you gotta be able to stand your ground and be like, I'm not playing. Let me tell you something about that show. This is how you know that there's people that stand their ground and they have society will move them out of place. When this first came out, there was her name was Deshaun Snow. She was married to I forgot what his name was. He was irrelevant, basically. But because Deshaun Snow wasn't about no foolishness, the biggest thing that they had or they tried to scandalize was that she gave tithes of $10,000. Okay, she go to church. She loved her husband. She took care of kids and a house and the home and the whole nine. But after that first season, she wasn't on the show no more because you wasn't gonna make a fool out of her. She said that. She didn't care what they were trying to write up and provoke and the whole nine and everything. Her and her husband eventually got a divorce. They tried to bring that. She ain't about no mess, you know. So what I gave $10,000 as they was like, oh, that was your husband's money. We married. That's our money. That's our money. You know, he didn't have a problem with it until it was televised. See how the enemy tried to get in there and mess it up. I said no. I respected her leaving that show so much so that I was like, I'm all with you because they don't care about the good things that we do as black women. All they care about is how much chaos we can cause, how
Yeah.
much friction, how many times I get y'all to fight over the same stupid thing over and over and over. She said this about and is she paying your bills? Is she what I mean, what do we need to do to shut it down, to be more, to act like the queens that we are? And that's the thing. When I watch these other ones, while they did that kind of catty stuff, it was never to the level that the black women did. And I'm sitting there like, yo, do y'all not understand what this is making them see or further solidifying in their heads about us?
Mhm.
We're loud. We're angry. We they got all sorts of craziness about black women as overall, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't subscribe to that channel.
I need.
that's,
I
that's
have to
not
fight.
that's not in my books, you know. And it's sad to say that there are not more shows that show us acting accordingly so that black men like the young man who decided to do what he did can say, ooh, nah, you know what? Let me just leave them alone. Let me have my fun over here, my party and the whole night and my business. Because all of this started because he decided he didn't want to mind his business. He wanted to see what he can do or what he could get from these ladies sitting over at the table over here having fun.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's we just definitely have a world of it's hard to try to realign or reprogram what's out there because that's they expect us to cut up and act the fool and stuff like that. And as we get older, we gotta let them know we did those things when we were young, but we don't do that now. We
Yeah.
handle things totally different. Let me show you next and keep it moving.
Mm.
She said, mm.
Look,
Oh, okay, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Looking at y'all faces when I told you was telling the story, y'all faces was priceless. If I could have took a picture, oh my goodness, y'all was like, whoa, them eyeballs got big. Like, no, he did.
right. I wouldn't expect nobody to take no wig off and nothing like in the party atmosphere. Who does that? Unless you're fighting. You don't do that unless you fight. You try to get.
Right, but yeah, that was and the funniest thing. This is the funniest thing. I was the absolute shortest person in that whole group. I'm 5 feet. Everybody else is taller than me, at least by 6 inches or higher. Okay, he was at least 8, 9 inches taller than me. What you messing with the little kid for?
Right.
What you messing with the little woman for? What? What? It was so funny though. I mean, I laugh at it now. I truly laugh. I laughed that night too, but it was for me. It was like, wow. I was astonished at the confidence and how comfortable I was without my wig. That's what really blew my mind. But then after that, it was me really trying to calm the situation down to de-escalate it rather than allow people to keep playing into or giving even type that energy. The energy exchange is off the chain. Like you can die it down and it not be here, but because you have other people that's still trying to feed into that, it could start it all up again and then snowball it real quick. And it was just like, yo, no, it's not worth it, guys. It's really not worth it. But definitely a learning experience. I don't look at my weight the same anymore. I don't, of course, I don't look at the hair thing anymore. It's like, whatever. And it was really, really funny because I saw a video earlier that day of a young lady that said, so we can't wear bonnets out because it's being disrespectful. But yeah, she said bonnets and hair wraps because that's being disrespectful. And then she says, then we can't wear wigs and weaves because we're not embracing our natural selves. Then she said, but then if we can't wear our hair natural because what did she say? Something about the oh, it's not professional and it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't stand up to society's standard of beauty, then we can't cut it all off because then you will masculinize us as women. And she said, then what the F are we supposed to do? She said, that's why black women don't give up and we do what we want to. I died. I was like, you know what? It's funny that she mentioned it. She was a young lady. Um, that she said it the way she said it. And then that incident happened to me later that night. And I was just like, that is absolutely true. We can't, even if we wore our hair naturally, if it's too kinky or curly for this society, it looks a mess and they feel some sort of way. We can't put it in braids nowadays because that's not professional. I mean, like, at some point, we get to the point that we do what we want to do when we want to do it, how we want to do it. Now, either you gonna learn to live with how I choose to live my life, or you gonna mind your business and go about your own. Okay? Who are you to tell me how my hair is supposed to be? Boo boo, I'm done. I'm done. That's just like the I ain't even gonna get into that. That's a whole nother story. No, I'm done. That
Yeah.
We gotta remind them that we are responsible for our lives just like they responsible. You don't get to tell me what's going on in my life or how I'm supposed to live my life. Live yours.
Yep.
Stop worrying about the so-called splinter that's in my eye and take the log out of your own. Worry about your life. Get yourself straight. And then we can come together. When we both got splinters, we go, hey girl, let me help you, let me help you. What I don't get it sometimes. I really don't. But whatever.
I still got some complex in my hair because I'm gray. That's the
Oh,
only thing.
look,
That's the
look.
only thing. That's the only
Right.
thing about my hair
Let
is
me
because it's gray, and
let
I'm
me
like,
tell you.
I can't embrace the grayness yet. I just ain't
And
embracing
that,
it.
and let me explain something to you. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I got grades too. Let me explain something to you. Before I got married, I had two, and I named them Nate and Dion, my children. That's what. Now I look like Stripe on one side of my head. I'm not trying to do that just yet. I'm sorry. I just had somebody card me and said, "Girl, you don't look over 30." I was like, "Here, read this card. Read my license." She said, "Oh my God, you ain't got a wrinkle on you." Yeah, but if I had gray, you would have been like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, no wrinkles.
I was like, "Oh, I'm like." At least she said I ain't got a wrinkle. Okay, I'm good. Either which way, I'm good. But I get it. I get it, Darren. I understand. We hide our wisdom
That's what it is.
until we're ready to show the world. My aunt just did hers. She just let her hair be natural, and she cut it all off. At that, first she started by removing the wig, and she was a silver fox. She did not want to be a part of her sister's crew. There's four of them. My mom is the oldest, and then she has three other sisters, and no, she has two other sisters, so that's three, the four of them. However, they're practically all silver foxes. They're in their 60s and over, right? And so she just did it. She's not the baby. The baby still has yet to let
Right.
go of her wigs and weaves and stuff, because she too, she. Nah, I'm not ready for the gray to show. But hey, embrace it the best way you can. But the thing of it is doesn't understand. This that's just a feature, a beauty feature. That's not who you are. That does not determine your worth. That doesn't determine your value, and it sure enough doesn't determine the importance of your voice. We cannot let that silence us just because we may have some um, insecurities. There's no other words to say it. A little bit of insecurities about our grades or our weight or anything of that nature. So I get it. Just take it in stages. Ask the Lord to let you know when it's time for you to be like, "Hi, great now." Oh my.
Anybody else who has any comments on what Shanita had to say?
I do. First of all, I commend you on your reaction to that incident. I don't know if I would have. It definitely would have taken the Holy Spirit to get me to that level. And right now, and I'm even as before I got on, I was like, God, I don't even know if I'm there, but I don't need to be tested. That's not a test that we. I need to experience right now because it probably would have went a different way. But I really like you. By the way, I took a lot of notes because you were just dropping so many gems. But I really like when you said two things. We have to level up in how we represent ourselves and how we present ourselves. And we also have to, as we're preparing those behind us for their next level, we have to reach out to those ahead of us in order to get us to our next level also. Because like you said, I remember one time I heard my mom saying that how people that do lawn work, you go by their house, they got the worst yard in the neighborhood. They can take care of everybody else's yard, but they can't take care of theirs. People that do hair, they can hook everybody else up, but their hair be looking all jacked up and stuff like that. So we may be we may have perfected the craft, but sometimes we neglect to apply it to our own selves. And so that's definitely, I definitely took note of that because I'm like, okay, God, I I definitely hear you on that part because I do have a mentor for when I um started the God's promises are for me and speaking and teaching more publicly and things like that. I did get myself a mentor because I know with that a lot of stuff comes with that. And then going through training as a minister to be ordained as a minister, I know a lot of stuff come along with that. And I was like, I need somebody that is not afraid to tell me what I need to do and not afraid to let me know when I need to get myself together and different things like that. But I don't reach out to her like I should. She do check in with me, and she's never been an official mentor before, so she really don't know what she should be doing. And so I think that kind of like gave me this little thing like, well, you know what, since she don't really know, I'm you know i'm I'm not going to be worried about it, but I definitely know I need to check in with her more because one time she asked me, why do you want me to be your mentor? And I told her, I said, because you're honest, you are not afraid to tell the truth, you tell it in love, and you tell it, but you do not um make me feel like you don't belittle me in telling me the truth about what I need to do different or what I need to work on and different things like that. But yeah, and she actually she didn't realize it, but she actually mentored a lot of people and she didn't realize it. She didn't realize it. So even in that, she's older. She's like in her mid 60s, I believe. And even in that, she didn't realize that she was mentoring a lot of people. So it's like even as we are reaching out to those people, they are still growing too. So just knowing that we are all able to help each other. But yeah, thank you so much. That and that story, I need to go listen to NDRE's song. I'm not my hair, and listen to that because look, my hair. We got a relationship that, Lord
Honey,
Jesus.
yeah, I know what you mean. I tell you no lie. When I was younger, my hair, um, I used to use Pantene products. My hair grew out. Like this would have been my natural length of if I had continued to do it. So my cousin, who was a hairdresser, she said, your ends need to be clipped.
Mm,
So I went from this length to Holly Berry. Okay. I cried because I thought I looked like a boy. And I asked her, what was you doing? That's not a trim. And this traumatized me so badly that
that's a full cut.
let I never let nobody come near my head with no clippers ever
Mm,
again. Okay, ever again. I think I was like 20 something, 20,
mm.
22, 20 something like that. I no. When I go to the hairdresser, if I get my hair trimmed, I cry. I literally like I it's traumatized me that badly. But she was like, I don't know how to do long hair, so that's why I cut it to where I know how to do it. Yeah, I said
You know, I
never
had an
again.
incident
My
similar
mother
to
was
that. My cousin, he's a professional barber, and I used to like the way he did one of my aunts, how he had her like in the back right there, and I was like, I want you to do mine just like that. By the time I got out of that chair, he had done shaved. I had that, you know how people used to shave off the back of their head. He had done given me all of
Mhm.
that, and I was like, this is not what you were
That's
supposed
not
to
what
do.
I wanted.
But I had to work with it and
Yeah,
embrace it, and people thought it was cute and everything. I'm like, but it's not what I wanted. I'm like, boy, what's
it don't
wrong
matter.
with you?
It don't matter what nobody think, especially if it's not what you want.
Yeah.
It don't matter what
Mhm.
nobody think. They could try to reassure you. Oh, it's Shanita, you look adorable. I don't care.
Mm-mm.
I miss my hair. That was like somebody said that wasn't no trim. That was a full
Look,
blown
That was a
cut.
look.
full
I
bone.
mean, I
Yeah.
lost a good 7 inches of hair, and you gonna tell
Mm-mm.
me, but it looks good. I was like, I told my aunt, I said, you better keep your daughter away from me before I kill her. I wanted to hurt my cousin so badly. Oh my God. Yeah, it's the same. Child, I
Oh
understand.
no.
I totally understand.
Yeah. But I'm pretty good
I
with
just,
liking my hair. I just don't like the way my hair decides to live its life. So, because it's very
they be trying to live its best life.
yeah, it be trying to do things on its own, and so that's why I'm getting my one of the reasons why I'm getting my locks back because it just don't work. I remember when I cut my locks and I was out natural, and I was like, I don't even have time for all of this upkeep and different things like that. And people was like, "Oh my God, look how curly your hair is." I was like, "You don't know what I had to do to even get to this point." It wouldn't even. I tried to
Mm.
flat iron it; it wouldn't even straighten out. And I was like, "You know what?" And I think I used a straighten comb. It still. I was like, mm-mm. So I had to quickly
It's too much
start
work.
my locks again. Yeah, it was too much. I was like, I don't know how y'all live in this. It was too much work. So I started that lock journey again to get back to where I was. So, but yeah, but I've always been that kind of. I'm gonna wear my hair the way I want it, and I really don't care what
Mhm.
other people say about it. And then even with my body type, I've always been conscious of everything doesn't look good on you just because it's cute doesn't mean it's made for your body
You
type. So
right.
you have to be conscious of
Right.
that, and you can't um when people are looking at you, you are kind of drawing attention to yourself, especially if you have on something that doesn't look the right way. I remember when I was working at Walmart, I wore this skirt to work and I didn't realize I had gained weight, and so the skirt did not fit the way it did before. And a lot of times the weight come first in my butt. So, that meant I had a higher hemline than I normally would
Yeah,
have
in the back.
had.
It lifts up.
And so
So you had to tilt it.
yeah, one of the CSM, she called me to the side and she was telling me, that my skirt was shorter. And I was like, I've worn this skirt before. And she said, I know, but it's just not, it doesn't look the way it was basically showing too much skin. So I had to buy a pair of pants and put them on. And she was a black lady. So she said, well, you know how it is with us sometimes. We put on a little bit of weight.
That's
We be
true.
looking good, but it make our stuff fit different. So, but I've always been an advocate of everything doesn't look good on you. Just because it look good doesn't mean it's made for your
Yeah.
body type, because we have different body types. So you definitely need to dress in a way that flatters your body type without um overexposing. Unless you just want them to be
Right.
overexposed, if that's what you do, that's what you do. But
Right.
I'd rather
Say
not
it. I
overexpose things.
Right.
show it on. Go on and show it off. I've had that sometimes the women will wear something that they know it was okay. It was a shirt, but they trying to make it a dress, a little mini dress, and I'm sitting there like,
Guilty.
show your tail, go on and show your tail. They're like, what? Go on and stop pulling on it. They keep trying to pull it down. You know that was a shirt. Stop acting like you ain't know that was a shirt. You was supposed to put some pants or leggings up underneath that piece. But you walking around here with a little belt on it, but you keep pulling down on. Show your tail. That's what
Mm-hmm.
you wanted. That's what you wanted the attention. You got the attention, baby. Show your tail. Show it. Be proud. Now, then they be like, I need to, I need, no, I need just to fix it. No, you knew that
Mm-mm.
when you walked out the house. You already
Unless
know.
you.
I said, there was one girl. She had on. I had the shirt. I had that shirt. It was a shirt. I know what it.
But years
Okay. I
ago.
got tie dyed. So I'm like, that's a shirt. That ain't no daggone dress. And because she was a full figure woman, you can't play games like that. You gotta
Mm-mm.
dress for your size and your shape. You gotta know
Mm-hmm.
what your size and shape, what complements and what takes away from you.
Yeah.
Don't put no tunic shirt on. Talk about it's a dress and keep pulling on it and every because you know all your cheeks are showing. Really,
Mm-hmm.
really.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, I said, God was still kept sending wind gusts all over the place. So you could just show your tail. You went out there with nothing on. Just show it. Just
Look,
show it,
them,
baby.
them wind gusts will mess you up.
Mm-hmm.
All the way up, right? Like, oh my God. Everybody be walking around like Marilyn Monroe. Woo, wait a minute, hold it, slow it down. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, Miss Lisa.
Yes, so I like quite. I just made some little points here. First, you said no one can take your dignity unless you give it to them. I really like that. Your weight doesn't determine our worth. I did like the part where you said while you're growing and doing the work, remain confident and comfortable in who you are. So I really like that point that you made. And then don't fall down to someone else's level.
That's it.
And I really, really like that. And that comment you made when people say, "Oh, you're beautiful," or "You look good," or "You can dress for a big girl." I hate that. I hate when they say you can do it for if it's for like a big girl or a dark skinned girl or it,
Yeah.
I just really, really, really hate that. But the hair situation, y'all can see my hair situation. I just love, I mean, back in the day, I used to wear weaves and stuff like that. Just, that's just what I wanted to wear.
Right.
And then probably like in 2015, I just went bald. And I wanted to grow my hair back because I wanted the longer, but I was like, no, this ain't working for me. It's not working for me. I went and got my hair done once. I brought this expensive hair, paid the hairdresser, she sold it in. The next week, exactly the next week, I shaved my hair off. I'm just not, and I was like, man, I could have kept my money. I
Yeah.
mean, literally, it was like the next week. I got out the bed. I said, you know what? I'm not combing this out. It was a sew in. I took it out. I got the clippers and I just shaved it all off. I just love the no hair. It's too long right now. You
She
see
said it's
the,
too long right
it's too much up here. When I touch my head, I just want to touch my head.
now.
I
Right.
don't want to feel no hair.
And
And
my
I'm just
mom,
really, really comfortable with it. When I shaved it, I felt so free. I was in the mirror doing a happy dance.
that,
I don't have a issue. You know how when you were saying that people say when you shave the young lady was like you shave it bald, they try to masculine, say you're masculine or whatever. I don't have any issues or hangups with my hair. I don't now. I mean, when I was in Florida, it was a couple of kids I thought I was gonna have to fight, but I didn't have to fight them children. I was in the store, and I remember once I was in Walmart, and me and a lady and her daughter, we was in the fabric section, and I had on the dress and everything, and that little girl was like, "Mommy, is that a girl?" And before I could catch myself, I said, "Yes, I." Well, she was a little girl, and then I know it was a little boy was like, "Mommy, where's her hair? She doesn't have any hair." But
right.
then was like, look, I said, now if you about 10 years old, we're gonna fight
Yeah.
for 10 years. Because by this time you should know. And
Right.
most of the different looks come from kids, and I get that because that's a child. And you were accustomed to seeing certain things, but adults, I'm not concerned about that. But I mostly get compliments on my hair, and I get a lot of women that say they want to cut their hair off. So what I tell them, go buy you a wig, shave it all off, and if you don't like it, wear your wig. So I get a lot of women that do want to shave their hair off. However, when I first went bald like this, people did think I had cancer.
Right.
I had an aunt. She was so dramatic as she saw my Facebook picture. She didn't call me or anything. She cried at work. Went and told the people at her. Went and told her supervisor she needed to go home because something is wrong with her niece. I had one of my sisters said, I was wondering what I said. Well, why didn't you call me? She said, I just didn't want to know. I said, but you're my sister. She said, I just did not want to know, something.
See, and that's
But
that's like the video where the young lady was saying that there's so many stigmas out
mhm,
there for black women, or with the hair regardless. You know what I'm saying? Um, we're so concerned about this. Your sisters didn't want to call you because they thought something was wrong. You got sick. It's like all you had to do, and you, like you said, my sister. Come on
Yeah,
now. Don't you think I would have been like, look, we need to have a family meeting
I
because
know,
I'm
right?
going through something. I'm not gonna just hey, and then y'all up there upset and crying and because y'all thinking I'm something wrong with me. It's not wrong
Yeah,
with me. I am comfortable and confident in who I am. I don't need hair. Can we celebrate that?
yeah,
But different things come for different people. Just
yeah.
like the great life. I see my baby aunt was going through that with the grays. They're not ready for it. So they like, no, they want to keep that. She got the light colored wigs and the whole nine and everything, but she won't go gray. She do honey blonde, but she ain't going gray. She
Mhm.
won't show her gray. But once you get to that point that you're confident and you are comfortable, whether it's hair, like I said, whether it's weight, just like Lizzo, that was one of the things that really drew me into her. I didn't always agree with how she did it. Like
Yeah.
she said she was, I'm good. My weight is my weight, and da 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 da. Da. And if you don't like it, you can kiss her natural black. And she showed it everywhere, even at places that I felt like she shouldn't have done that. Look, you at a basketball game with a whole bunch of family, child cover up, please. But she was comfortable and confident in who she is. And then when she decided to go on a weight release journey, they gave her flack about that. Wait a minute, you ain't happy when I'm fat, and I don't care that y'all call me that. And then when I go to get myself, and it wasn't a journey for anybody else other than her, and that's the thing that I preach. Don't you change for somebody else,
Right,
or
yes.
for because some society says this would look better for you, or this or that. Change for you so that you can be a better version of you. So when she started on a journey and she's doing this and the whole nine, they gave her flack about that. So now you want to lose weight? What's going on with you? Is you sick? What the? What?
Mhm.
Why can't I just want to be better to myself and for myself?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? They want to make everything such a tragedy, such a problem or issue, or that something that we need to discuss, or we got to take care of this. Everything don't need to be taken care of. Sometimes you just need to mind your business. I'm happy. I'm happy like this. I'm happy being such a, at the weight that I am or whatever it may be. And if I'm not happy, it ain't for you to determine
Mhm.
how I'm supposed to be or how I'm supposed to get to where I can be happy. I gotta love me. That's the thing. You gotta love and know that God loves you, and that's what's gonna pull you through any and everything. You do not walk this life alone unless you just flat out don't believe in him. Then of course we can't help you because you don't believe in him. But if you believe in God and you know that he is your source, he can help you get through any and everything.
Mhm.
Any and everything.
Yes.
So we all got to just know that like deep in our bone, know that we know. I got help. There's help. We just gotta ask for it. A lot of times we don't do that. He says it biblically. We have not because we ask
No,
not.
it's not.
And
Yeah.
that means anything, any and everything. You need help with something. Look, I can't find my glasses. Father God, I need help. If I can show up and they will pop up in the most, you'll be like, oh, thank you. So if you can ask him for something as small as your glasses, then what's that? I'm hearing something feedback, but you could ask him for something as small as your glasses, then why not ask him for the desires of your heart? He knows what they are, but he needs you to say that. So if you want to be 50 pounds lighter or release at least 50 pounds, Father God, I need to get to a place. I need this temple to be at its best. So I need your help to get me there.
Mm-hmm.
Watch him change your taste buds. Watch him change. I tell you no lie. I was in the supermarket today and I was like, man, I'm hungry. I want. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the restaurant. I'm gonna eat this and I'm gonna eat that. Oh, Olive Garden. Oh my God, Olive Garden, Italian food, y'all. That's my favorite. What I go to Olive Garden and get? Salmon, broccoli. I didn't get nothing Italian. What in the world? I was like, you know what? That's God changing it. Because I would have went there and got the lasagna, had them breadsticks. The breadsticks came, they were warm. I pulled off a piece. I ate it. I took 2 bites and I was done. That's God. Because you know how good those breadsticks are.
Mm-hmm.
They delicious. Then they was like, oh, would you like soup or salad? Salad, please. Oh, I can eat all the salad I want. Don't play. Okay, but I need y'all to put the Italian dressing on the side. You see, they mess you up when you put all the salad dressing on it, because that's where the calories come from. Y'all got to know how to say, okay, you sprinkle it on there just enough for your taste bud. Not drown it, because that's where them calories. And then you be wondering, like, why is it that I can't seem to let this go? Because you have calories in your drinks, you got calories in your salad, you got to realize where all of these extra calories are coming from. And if you're not burning them off, then they're doing is sitting there, just finding a way to smooth or curve you out in a different shape. Change the shape of where you currently are. So yeah, I had a little drink. I did have a little drink, but I was like, how many calories is in this drink? Oh, this is a Bellini. It's 210. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. But she was like, would you like another? Nah, I would like some water now. Thank you. We're going to dilute them 210 calories as much as possible. And then we go on. But that's what we do. We have to ask for help and ask from God, the higher power, whatever you believe in. Ask him to help you, and he surely will. I love how he has changed my taste buds so that I can be closer to the goals that I have set for myself, and closer to the goals for the plan that he has put in place for me. Because we can't do what he wants for us if we're not well, if we're not fit, if we're not strong enough. He can't use us like that. He wants us to be at our best. He wants us to be healthy and strong and confident and the whole nine. So that we can turn around and people be like, well, how did you do that? You be like, nothing but the Lord. Because
Yeah.
I swear, nothing but God is that helps you level up in your I can't even remember the words. I just it's just a whole different experience when you just get to that point that I'm good. When you confident, when you just like, I ain't worried about you. I ain't worried about you. I ain't worried about nothing else, what nobody say or do. There is something about that to be on that level. Yes.
All right. Is there anything about this laptop? I don't know. It was at 6 and now it's charged up. Now it's at 4. I don't know how. I don't want it to go. I don't want it to go dead.
That's
Go
all
dead
right.
on me. Um, is there anything else? So Miss Lisa will be on next. Miss Lisa will be on
We
next Sunday,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, Miss Lisa.
Mhm.
So what's your topic, Miss Lisa, again for next Sunday?
Weight gain.
wow.
WAIT, weight gain.
Weight gain. Oh, I'm excited to hear about that right there.
Wait. Oh, WAIT. Wait.
Yes.
Yes.
I love it. I
Weight
love the play
gain.
on words.
Yes.
I love the
Yeah.
play on words. Yeah, you're like, wait a minute, I don't want to talk about that. Hold up, wait a minute. Talk about that. Hold on. You be like, see, you like, what? Wait a minute, hold up. Nah, I get it.